Yep.
So close. We got this.
Go, 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 go. Yeah.
Into it. Into it.
That's a drive.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. We're about 2 hours outside of Sydney on some really tough tracks around Lithgow. I've been driving them all weekend and they've been nothing short. We've broken things, we've had wheels in the air, we've come back off rock steps at a rate of knots.
Nearly tipped over.
Recoveries, near tip overs. And I'll tell you what, this one here is one of the best challenges of the whole track. This is Moon Rock, the 200's edged up to it. Jock's got his game eyes on, he's ready to give this a red hot go. Something tells me it's going to be about 8,000 RPM in the top gear and he's going to have just a big old send right up here.
It's going to be spectacular, folks, but you don't get to see it right now. You've got to wait for it. But trust me, what comes first is epic. You ready, mate?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Lock in your hubs and see what happens next.
Right now, we're midway through an epic weekend around the tough tracks of Lithgow. Last episode, we took on the pipeline track, and there was plenty of carnage, including a trackside repair of a broken CV.
Oh, far out.
We've got another big day planned with the boys, which of course includes Jocko and Sam in the Spares Box 200, Pete from iDrive in his neat 3-litre Patrol, and Shane from Fulcrum Suspensions. And of course, it starts right here at our campsite from last night on the shores of the stunning Lake Lyell. It's not often you can find a campsite like this, and it's one of the special things about this place. I'm rocking a pretty fly setup this trip, and I've decided to treat the boys to a cooked breakfast. Like moths to a flame, the boys aren't far away as soon as they smell that bacon.
Oh, something's smelling good.
Mate, it's not me. Now look, we're pretty used to roughing it around the country, so I can tell you what, this is a real bit of luxury. With a full camp kitchen on hand, how good is it? Can the chef have some now? Oh no! Well, a bit of a convert. The old camper trailer. And we haven't done anything gnarly with it. We've just left it here, base camp, come back, you know, everything's set up. Firewood was ready.
What do you reckon, mate? We leave it set up today. Yep. Go hit some more tracks because they're not that far away.
No, 5 minutes.
And then we come back to camp tonight and
I'm totally.
go.
Yeah, 100%. Yep. You got tracks in mind?
I do, mate. There's a
what
stack around here. This is what's so good about Lake Lyell.
Yep.
Is there's tracks in every single direction.
Yeah, this is the perfect spot to base camp. Unfortunately for the rest of the guys, some pack up is required before we hit the tracks.
I reckon I might grab the recovery kit, sit it on the passenger seat because something tells me I'll be needing this very close today.
With camp packed up and the Opus parked up, it's time to head to our first destination, Mount Walker. Mount Walker has a network of tracks from mild to wild, and one feature is the Cox's River, which you cross many times as you pass through. We're soon having some fun on the tracks as we head towards more serious obstacles ahead.
How beautiful is this little area? Little rivers running right around. This is the Cox's River. There's heaps of little campsites right around this river. And right now, I'm driving through it. What a cool track.
Not often you get to give the rigs a wash in such clean water, but ahead there's a challenge that'll give them an absolute soaking. This one looks pretty damn serious. Well, this needs to be walked, my friend.
I think so, mate. And
I reckon
draw the short straw.
Well, there's only one fair thing to do.
Yeah. Get Jock to do it. Yeah, absolutely. Good thinking, mate. Good thinking.
He's the tallest by far.
Well, he is. That's what I always say when it comes to water crossing. Short people shouldn't do it.
Shouldn't do it. It's dangerous.
Or you get the wrong idea.
It's a duty of care.
Floaties as well, Graham, so they can't let you cross.
Come on.
This is truly deep, though. Last time I drove this, water came in every orifice of the vehicle.
Yep.
It's full on.
You're up, Jock.
You have to. Oh.
All right, bye.
It's really important to give encouragement and help out a mate, and we take this very seriously.
How is it?
Now, Jock's a tall bloke, so that's looking pretty damn deep.
It was up to Jock's,
It's going to be above mine.
it's quite high.
Okay, with the official Jocko depth test completed, time to get into it. Shauno's not taking any chances. He's got the lockers in and a possible recovery mapped out.
All right, mate. Just a recovery plan if things do go pear-shaped. He's going to hook the winch on.
Jock's ready to go. We slam his car until he's into his sort of radiator.
Yeah,
Then get Jock to run the winch.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, here goes nothing. It's deep, but it seems like it's got a firm base. Shauno's through.
That's a deep little bog hole.
I'm going to have water over the windscreen. It's going to look sick. This is going to be deep. I might not wear that, I don't think.
From 35s to 31s. Let's see how this goes. Ah, and look at that. She's eating it up. This little truck, I tell you what. The other boys have seen the rigs go through now and can jump in with a bit of confidence.
Righto, mate. In we go. I've got plenty of confidence in the big 200.
Yeah.
Hopefully you sealed that snorkel well, mate.
Oh yeah, fingers crossed. Certainly deep.
Yeah.
As expected, the big 200 makes it through. No dramas.
Glad you tested it, mate.
Up ahead, we've got one big climb. This is steep, shaly and off camber, but there's a few different options to get you up.
Well, we've just turned up at this hill. I've been here a few times in the past, and every time I get out of here, I won't lie, it does put the wind up me a little bit. I'm not entirely sure what we're all going to do just yet. But Shauno has stepped up with Sooty. Pete has also put his thumb up. 2 thumbs up. He's decided this is for him. So we're going to see how we go here and play it by ear, but this should be interesting. I'll call Shauno through and see how we go. Right, mate.
Here we go. It'll either drive it or it won't. Yeah, it's starting to get pretty steep now.
Tell me the truth. Yes! Well done!
Bit of a wheel lift.
Straight up it!
Got to commit to that. Just drive through the wheel lifts. Well, that was a big hill.
Pete's going to be the next rig to take this one on. It's a committing line, but I have to say, Shauno absolutely nailed that.
I'll tell you what, that was steep. I parked right at the top of the hill, mostly because I was scared. I didn't want to park anywhere else, I just kept going.
Righto, here we go. Up and away.
If you want to properly understand just how steep this is, look at the lean angle of the boys watching on the side. This is high country steep.
That's him, that's him.
How smooth was that? Well done, Pete.
Right up there.
So capable.
Can wheel.
Yeah, can wheel.
I mean, if you come from a background of winch trucks, it makes sense that you can wheel.
Yeah, it's true.
It does.
But he's humble about it too, which is good.
Yeah, unlike Jocko.
Yeah, unlike Shaun. Watch me. Yeah.
All right, mate.
Righto, Sambo. This is a steep hill.
This is very steep. Very shaly as well.
Yeah.
And this
Well-
is a very heavy car.
It is, mate. We'll see. Well, I saw Shane looked it up there, but he weighs probably half what this car does.
Yeah.
Oh, this is getting way steeper, hey?
Yeah, I know. It doesn't look that steep when you're walking up and down until you're sitting in an expensive car driving it.
I can't even see over the bonnet.
It's just bonnet scoop.
Here comes the go time, mate. Here comes
Yeah,
a little
this is
pinch.
it.
Can I even turn around that?
It's alright. You might have to give it all the twin turbos.
There we go.
Straight up it.
Heaps on the left.
Look at that. Loves it.
Nice.
What a rig.
Slightly different line.
Got a bit more left.
Nice one. Well driven.
He's done it.
I think it's one of those ones you got to commit to. There's a wheel lift.
Got a wheel lift there. That
Loves
felt
a
good.
wheel lift. Yeah, clear of the stump. Nice, mate.
We've had a good play around the tracks of Mount Walker, but next up, we're going to jump a few kilometres up the road and head back to Nunes State Forest. There's just so many tracks to explore around here, but with the conditions the way it is, you have to take some precautions.
Now, the Nunes State Forest has been absolutely devastated by bushfires. You might be able to see some of the scars on the trees behind me. Everything is black around here. Now, this is the first weekend that the Nunes State Forest is open to four-wheel drivers. So we're literally one of the first few four-wheel drivers to come through here. Now, as a result, we're going to be prepared for just about anything because these tracks are not going to look like what they used to. And what I'm thinking is trees are going to be falling down on some of the tracks. So to be prepared, I want to get my batteries charged because I've got an 18-volt chainsaw. Now, to charge these batteries in the bush, we're on a Red Arc 1000-watt pure sine wave inverter. Now, this is great for sensitive items and also big draw items. Like this is a 12 amp hour battery. I'm gonna get this on charge and I reckon in an hour or two, this will be right to go.
While Shauno's parked up, he's discovered a problem with sooty.
I've just realised that my alternator's not charging. All the lights in the dash start flicking. That's a telltale sign that the alternator's on its way out, and sure enough, it's not charging at all. I've just run a multimeter over it and it's not good. Batteries are still topped up though. I've caught it really early, so I'm just gonna swap the alternator out. I always carry a spare. That's one thing I've always done these 8 years, carry a spare alternator, a few other bits and pieces. And they're not too hard to change on here, so I'm just gonna take 2 seconds on the side of the track and literally change it over because the last thing you want out in the bush, now this goes with any survival situation, you don't want your fridge to turn off and your beers to get warm. So I'm gonna take the moment right now just to make sure that alternator's charging and we'll be back on the track soon.
As it turns out, the position of that alternator is making it just a little bit trickier than Shauno first thought. He's got to remove half the engine before he can get to it, but the good news is he's getting that alternator out, putting a new one back in, and like he said, that fridge will stay cold, and that's important because I don't like pinching warm beers.
You know, the thing is, this alternator's not even that old, but a trip to Tasmania with a lot of mud makes short work of these, especially on the Toyota. They're actually situated quite low in the engine bay, which is not a good spot for an alternator because mud just comes straight up through the guards and just sprays here. So mud and alternators just don't mix.
It's out with the old and in with the new, and Shaun should be out of trouble. Well, as long as sooty starts. Gotta love old trucks, eh? Now, with Shauno back on the road, we head out to one of the special spots around Lithgow, the Lost City. This place is looking like a lunar landscape right now, but the Lost City is still worth a visit. The Lost City are actually rock pagoda structures that have been weathered to look like decaying remains of an old city. As a result, they've been called the Lost City.
I've never, ever seen it look like this before. I gotta get out and take a look.
The Lost City is always spectacular, but this time it really highlights the effect the bushfires have had on this region.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. To think that this place used to be, you couldn't have even walked down through there, it was that thickly wooded.
Yeah.
Now look at it, incredible, absolutely incredible. How you doing, mate? You good?
He loves heights, old Shaun.
For those folks at home that don't know, Shauno and heights aren't good friends. He's got 4 points. He's actually got 5 points of contact. We can't talk about the fifth. He's hanging on with everything he's got.
It's a very good view up here, but I think I should go back to the car.
With Shauno feeling just a bit weak in the knees, it's the perfect time to head to one of Lithgow's biggest obstacles. We've got a huge range of vehicles in this convoy on this trip. We're talking old and new, solid axle and IFS, 31s to 35s, light and heavy, big and small. So tell us, folks, which one of these Forbies would you like to have the keys to? Tell us what and why in the comments. Then, just like that, up in front is the pinnacle of Lithgow challenges, the track up to Moon Rock. It's a bit scary, it's really committing, but it does have a couple of lines you can choose from. Before you even get to Moon Rock, however, there's a big rock step right at the start of the climb.
Mate, what are you thinking here? This is look at the size of this.
I know.
I'm nothing to judge it by, but that's
absolutely full on.
That's almost a metric me. You've got to drive up?
It's a big one because it's not just this. You're obviously off cambered, trying to drive up something that's huge.
Yep.
But then you've got two little holes at the top. So once the front goes over, it might fall into those holes and you're trying to climb two things at once.
Buckley's chance.
No, I've got a chance. I've got a
optimistic fool.
chance.
There is a chance, yes.
I've never done it before. Yeah, I might have to put some rocks in here though, because that's really undercut.
Yep.
So I'll build that up a little bit. I'll have half a shot.
Let's get stuck into it.
Okay.
Right, you move the rocks and I'll super.
Can you move this one? It's quite heavy.
I'll get him from this side.
Yeah, same.
That's
I'll
it.
get
Hold
him.
hold his waist.
I'll get his leg.
Oh, I heard something move inside you then. Okay.
Shauno, good luck, mate.
Wow. Try and challenge old Sooty here. It's a big, big rock step. I'm just going to go relatively slow and steady to start with and see what happens. Just want to make sure my tail shaft doesn't hit this rock step before I give it a red hot go.
See how he goes.
Roll it over the glass.
Ah, good line, good line. Something happened. It's so close.
That's a big step.
Yeah, it is, yeah, you're on your scrubs.
Can you go back?
Well, how's my tail shaft? I'm not hitting it.
Luckily, that tail shaft is well clear, so we can reverse Shauno back up, have another crack.
Doesn't feel good.
No, you're totally fine.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it's just that wheel's a little bit in the air, but it's okay.
Feels like it wants to go on its lid that way.
It's just fine.
You know, it's a steep angle. When you've got to like really try and get your head off the seat, it just wants to go back.
Alright, I'm just gonna pack under here.
Yeah,
Don't move.
I got my foot on the brake.
The boys jump into packing rocks to try and help get those rear tyres up and over.
Your tail shaft's sweet, so you're pretty much just gonna have to try and get it in one go. Your slider is kicking you on this side. Tried to pack it, so see how it goes. Just maybe stall it up a bit. Yep.
You got this. Oh! Where are you going? He's going home. You were so
I
close.
was up there.
You're up,
Then
hey.
I came down really quick.
Are you okay in there?
Okay.
Did it run away for a second or something?
I just held it.
I wonder where you were going.
Alright, go back again, we'll repack it. But that's-
Yeah.
He's going for a race. Go and have a think about yourself.
It came down quick.
Really? I didn't know where you were going. He's getting a run up.
It was up.
Yeah, you were up.
It was up, hey?
Yeah.
You're up. Just a little bit more wheel speed and your back probably would have pushed you up.
That is very nerve-wracking. Right, if that happens again, I'm going to give up full driving. No more. Done.
We've just seen one of the more spectacular attempts at an obstacle. Not only did he get up, but he then decided, no, I'm going to go back down really quick and have another shot. And that's the kind of man that he is. That's what I likes about you, Shauno. So here we go. Take two.
I put my sleeves up for this one.
Go. Yeah!
Well done.
Into it.
That's a drive.
Yes! Oh, I'm so excited.
Ooh.
Yes, Jocko.
Stop it.
You mad dog.
Drive,
You
mate.
mad dog.
How did that feel?
Oh, I didn't want to do it the second time
Oh,
round.
yes. No, you did real well, mate.
No.
Just, as soon as you got that front up,
Just
just into it.
Punched it. Oh, that feels good.
Well, that sure got the heart rate going. No, good drive, Shauno. Solid drive, mate.
Tell you what, I'm just so stoked that I've got a good quality set of tyres on a hill like this. The Goodyear Wranglers are absolutely loving these rocks, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise, that a good quality set of mud tyres will excel in conditions just like this. Now the real challenge is coming up, Moon Rock.
If there was ever a challenge that takes 100% commitment, this is it. Once you're on this one, there's no backing out and nothing to save you if you stuff it up. Now, nothing to worry about, Shauno. You're all good, mate.
Oh, look at this. It's like a vertical rock wall. All right, there's only one way to find out, eh?
Yep.
Up we
Yeah.
go.
There are a few things I like in life more than the sound of tyres scrabbling for traction on rocks. Oh,
That's about as much fun as you can have in low range. That is off tap. I'm excited, I'm nervous, I'm twitchy. I just gonna need a minute.
Okay, haven't seen that? It's my shot now.
This is one of the good things about this track and so many of the tracks around Lithgow, multiple options. Now Graham's going to take this one, which I reckon is the second hardest line up this hill. It's very committing, off-cambered. He's going to have to get into it, and I think it's exactly his plan. So I'll call him through. Yeah, mate, you're ready.
Righto.
Okay.
Slow and steady wins the race here, boys.
That's it, good drive, mate. You want to give it a bit up this step, bit of right hand.
Now, as you know, I've only got a moderate lift on the dmax, and here I've literally just gotten hung up.
Is that the line?
That was your line, mate, but it's a sort of clearance. It's got your...
I can feel it coming to a dead stop.
Go back, I want to try something.
Okay. You out of the way?
What I want to do here is I want to build up the back tyres because that's where he's getting stuck on the transfer case mount here. Keep going back. And when you come up, hug this side. One committing drive, you have to do the rock step at the same time.
Yep.
Stop.
I just come to a dead stop.
Yeah, because you're going past where I packed it. Now you go for a winch.
Yeah, give us a winch.
As you can see, we've gone for an anchor point nice and high up that tree, ideally so the rope doesn't hit the ground because you want to preserve the rope at the end of the day. Now, this is where we put the recovery blanket. This is our recovery bag, a snatch recovery bag. Obviously in any winching situation, where you put the recovery bag is quite important. Now, we always try and put it on the heaviest part of the recovery situation. So right here, this hook is metal and everything else is a strap. So this is where we want our recovery bag. Now the problem with a lot of recovery bags is as soon as you get them on a steep angle, that's normally where you're winching, is they'll slide down that rope and they become pretty useless. But not this design, we've purposely put one of these in. It's a little strap that holds the recovery bag, so that is not going anywhere.
Jocko's found a spot where the rope is going to rub on the ground, so he's got his own snatch recovery method. Nice one, mate.
Come a bit of right hand down, Graham.
That winch angle gets the front wheels up the rock ledge, but pretty soon we've hit a different problem.
You don't reckon it's going to go over?
Nah.
This is becoming a very hairy angle. The winch is starting to unweight the vehicle.
Hey!
Yeah, look at that. This thing needs a reset here. Now, don't forget, folks, you'll often need to reset a winch a few times to get the right angle. Never assume that you have to push through with your first choice, because it can go pear-shaped.
Drive a bit.
Well, that feels a whole lot better. All right, I'm out. And those diff marks show just how much I was digging into the ground. Time to tackle the next section. This should be fun. With some momentum, the dmax is up and cruising its way to the top. It's not bad for a touring truck, eh?
Touch the left, mate. Yep. Done that. Done that. Now right.
Beautifully done, Jocko.
Now for Moon Rock.
So there's a couple of different lines Graham can take. We're probably not going to send him up the mega rock, but I think the trick is if he can square up to this other line down the bottom, then he should just be able to shoot straight up and keep his tyres straight, which is what you want with IFS, keep everything nice and level. So we'll see how he goes.
Tracks like this, it really pays to have a good spotter, and Jock is the bee's knees. He's picking a perfect line to take the dmax through.
Hard left, hard left, hard left. Yep.
Make it up there, mate.
Easy, mate.
Thanks, buddy.
Epic. How good's that? Walked up it.
That's good. All right, who's up next?
It's none other than Big Pete, and I reckon he's going to use his iDrive to maximum advantage right here.
All right, well, we saw Shauno come up here. Did it. Didn't exactly make it look easy. It's a hard step.
Well, it's not an easy step, mate.
It's a super hard step.
The key with driving this one, though, as soon as you get that front up and then the rear starts to follow, you just bury that throttle and really get that power straight down. And that's where just throttle controls everything on this one, but more so because otherwise you're going to fall back like I did the first time.
Yep, we don't want that.
That's very scary.
We don't want that. Righto, mate.
Straight up.
Look at that.
Straight up.
Outstanding.
Outstanding.
Take note, Shauno.
Awesome drive, man. Really good drive. That's awesome stuff. Really, really well done.
You are
Thanks, Shauno.
You are a quarter of the way up.
That's
good news.
No, that was it. That's the hard
That's the hardest
bit. That's the
bit.
hard
All right,
bit.
boys,
You
you
made that
appreciate
look
your
easy, mate.
Well, that was an epic drive. That really is the benefit of the plug-and-play iDrive controller. You see, he's been driving in economy mode for the majority of the tracks we've been doing, so he's really dampening that throttle so he doesn't get that bounce. But this one right here, as he was driving up, would have changed into ultimate mode, probably ultimate 5, maybe even 6, so that when he got on top of that ledge, he could just floor it and get that power right down and instantly as well. And that's the beauty of the modules. See how he goes for the rest of it.
Pete's soon lining up for Moon Rock. This should be epic.
Yeah.
Jeepers.
Yep. Touch the
Yeah,
left,
no.
mate. Touch the left. Just sort of square up to it a bit. Yep.
You know what?
Go.
Yeah.
Easy.
Well done.
That's the go.
It's a nice one to get under your belt, I've got to be honest with you.
That's committing line.
Certainly is, mate. That's the thing. It's not actually that hard, but you got to get it through
In
your
your head.
mind first, and then you got to commit. Because
Away
if you
you go.
don't commit, you come back at a rate of knots. Which
We've
is
seen that happen once today.
not
Let's
fun
not
at
do
all.
it again.
Not
All
fun
right.
at all.
Where's Shane? Shane, your turn.
Show us what the big HiLux can do, mate.
Let's do it.
Like me, Shane is taking the right-hand line. Now, remember, he does have more clearance thanks to running 33s, so let's see how he handles that first ledge.
50 out. You have to do it one go, Shano.
No go. He's caught in exactly the same spot.
Into it. Into it. Into it. Into it.
He made a noise. He made a little chirp.
It squeaked.
He made a noise. Are you holding on with your bum now?
Yes.
What a rocket does, hold the handle.
I don't want to take my foot off that big middle pedal right now
Hang on a sec. Let's have a look.
until someone. Oh,
Don't push it, buddy.
Sorry, mate.
All right, let's see if some rocks can sort this out.
Yep. It's going to slide a little bit.
I don't like sliding.
Is that rear diff, Shauno?
Yep.
He's getting hung up on his rear diff.
That's a no-go. We're going to have to try and manoeuvre him around or jump on the winch, one of the two.
Yep. Oh.
Yep.
So, yeah, you got it.
Stop. Yeah, we'll just winch you.
With the winch hooked up, Shane's soon out of trouble.
Up you come.
Time for the top section. And again, just like me, Shane's taken that right-hand line. That's the cool thing about Lithgow. It's gnarly, but you don't necessarily have to have a solid axle, 35-inch tyres to enjoy yourself.
You got it. Go, 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 go. Yep.
Wants to get out of Dodge.
Thanks, guys.
I don't reckon it's every day. You get to see a 200 series taken on Moon Rock.
It's a heavy girl, it's a big step, it's tight. Thumbs up to PSI Pete.
Yep. Into up. Into up.
Oh, Jocko!
Nice drive, mate. Nice drive.
Go drive.
Out his tongue, I reckon.
Yeah. That was slightly-
Yeah, that's
That what I did right.
that's
Yeah, you didn't have your
remarkable
tongue out.
drive.
It felt a bit. I was like, hey, turn around. Sliding to the left, I was waiting for a CV to go, ka-chinga!
Sam, don't jinx it, mate, because Jocko's just decided he wants to take on the big line on Moon Rock. Strap in, boys.
The big 200 is going to come up here. Jocko's just got to give this a go. He loves this sort of driving, and it's going to be difficult because he's got no lockers. So it's going to need a lot of commitment.
Commitment is one thing that Jocko has plenty of, but that is nearly 4 ton of four-wheel drive.
Up. Go back, go back. Bit of right, yep. Go back and you have to bounce him. Yep.
saw it happen.
I knew it.
Oh, mate, we jinxed it. That was a big bang. Big metallic bang. That usually means one thing.
CV.
CV,
At
mate.
the bottom of this track, I said, I don't want to do a CV, and I just did a CV.
Wowzers, mate.
Oh, the good news is you nearly made it to the top.
Almost.
You're about, honestly, a car length. You would have been no CV break. You would have been high fives all around.
But the car length is actually quite the critical part because look where he is.
I know. We're gonna have to winch you up, mate.
We are.
Unfortunately, we can change the CV in these pretty quick. So.
Yep.
Okay.
What was remarkably hard to see on camera right there is just how close Jocko went to the passenger side of Moon Rock, and he was within half a vehicle's length of rolling over. So glad that didn't happen, mate. We'll winch you to the top, change that CV. Now, lucky Sam packed 2 CVs for this trip, but then again, Spares Box are 4-wheel drive parts experts and know exactly what spares you need for your vehicle. The first part of any CV replacement is getting rid of that busted CV. You gotta make sure you get rid of any busted metal that's inside, especially those big ball bearings. This, of course, can be the trickiest part. Sometimes they get stuck inside, and well, you might need a big hammer and a screwdriver and a lot of muscle. Eventually though, persistence will pay off and you'll get everything out.
Have a go at that. She's blown to bits, but fortunately, we've got the new one in already, so all we've got to do is put everything back together. And I don't know about you, Shauno, but how about a beer at camp, mate?
I'd love one, mate.
Sounds good. Well, let's finish up and check everything's tight and we'll get on the road.
New CV in, tyre back on, and the boys are good to go. Well, that's Lithgow done and dusted. Some Iron Jacks by the campfire are definitely on the cards.
I'll tell you what an absolute cracking day out the tracks, eh?
Only one thing could beat it, mate. How does a cold beer on the edge of a lake sound to you?
Yeah, going back to that base camp, mate. Sign me up. That's all set up, ready to go.
Sounds like a plan, Pete. What have you thought about today, mate?
Mate, I've never had a bad day with you blokes. It's always enjoyable and always good for a laugh.
You paying us to say that? You slipping some money in there, Shauno? He sounds very nice, doesn't he?
No, mate. I reckon the way he's driven, that's why he's got a big smile from ear to ear. He's done justice to the Patrol brand, that's for sure.
Talking about good drives, Shauno, how have you thought about it, mate?
Mate, I've had an absolute blast. Just trying to keep up with the big girls, the Patrols and the Cruisers.
Speaking of big girls, Jocko and Sam, how you boys going down the back there?
I was waiting for it, mate, but you know, us always had an absolute ball, and I'm super thankful to be driving the 200 series. Had a blast in it. It's gone alright. I reckon Sam's had a blast as well, mate. So yeah, loving it.
Brilliant, lads. Shauno, I reckon you lead on, mate. Let's go back to Lake Lyell, and beers on you, mate.
No worries, mate. Just follow the soot trail, and that'll take us straight to camp.
Soon enough, we're back at the lakeside paradise of Lake Lyell, and we've got one more night under canvas to look forward to. When you're well set up, camping is not only a breeze, it's an absolute pleasure, and we would never miss a chance to spend another few days out in the bush. Speaking of which, it's been an absolute pleasure trying out the Opus as my personal base camp.
Well, I tell you, as much as I'm a fan of the humble swag, and I am, this has been pure luxury over the last few days to be able to set this up, come and go as I please. Imagine if it was raining right now. I wouldn't care less. It'd be beautiful under here. Now, one thing I really am impressed with when it comes to the Opus, of course, is the ability for the guys to take back all the feedback I've given them into the workshop and made just a few subtle changes. They've made the camper trailer stronger, lighter. It's simpler to pack up, believe it or not. It's even simpler now to pack up. This annex now takes roughly 3 minutes to put up, about 2 minutes to put away. You don't have to take it off the camper trailer to pack it away. You literally undo the valves, it deflates, put it in the camper trailer, close the doors, drive away. It's that simple. It's those little tiny changes that make a huge difference, and it's why I'm a big fan of the company.
With the light getting low, it's time to spark up the fire and share a few stories from the trip. What do you reckon, folks? Is Lithgow on your list of destinations to visit? Or maybe you wheel here all the time? Let us know in the comments.
Oh, what a day, eh? What a couple of days out in the tracks. To come back to a base camp like this, though, mate.
Tell you what, they have the luxury of the Opus I'm not sure I want to give it back.
Oh, mate, don't rub it in.
Keep going
Don't rub
south.
it in.
Might just keep going.
You know, to come back to these places, like we've done Lithgow a bunch of times, the surrounding areas. They've been decimated by fires recently.
I couldn't believe it, especially Lost City.
That's
I've been up there a dozen times before, and that was next level.
To see the before and the after like this, but just to come back to some of these communities, spend a little bit of money, a bit of fuel money, a few pubs along the way. And I just think these communities are open for business.
100% they are. And but the big key now for us as four-wheel drivers is let's not. I'm going to go harsh here. Let's not stuff it up. Stick to the main tracks. Let the bush regenerate. Go into the towns. Enjoy the pubs. And get these places back to where they were 5 years ago.
I totally reckon. Folks, if you guys have not been to Lithgow or the surrounding areas, there's so many four-wheel drive opportunities. This is one of the absolute hot spots, and I reckon that you should get down here and see this place for yourself because you're not going to be disappointed.
You'd agree?
Absolutely, mate. It's my backyard and I come here all the time. Never gets old.
And I've got a soft spot for Lithgow. I love the township and I love Lake Lyell. This place here is one of the greatest campsites, I reckon, in Australia.
Absolutely. There you go, folks. If you like what you've seen tonight, and no doubt you have, make sure you click the old subscribe button and get ready for the best four-wheel driving content 24/7.
Well,
cheers to that, boys.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, boys.
Whoops, she's left me high and dry. Thanks, buddy. Cheers, folks.
Yeah, for sure. Next time you're in New South Wales, put this place on your list. For now, stick around as we take you through the gear that made this possible and the bits that didn't make it, the outtakes.
Well, mate, as expected, Lithgow has provided one gnarly little set of tracks to really stretch the four-wheel drives out. I know there's some really scary ones down here, heaps and heaps of options, which is really, really cool. And this is the part of the show we like to talk about some of the gear we use that really helped us get through the Lithgow region.
Can I start?
Mate, go for it.
True Fit floor mats. I know floor mats are one of those things you kind of just put them in, you forget about them. But what I noticed just the other day, I was helping out Shuey actually, and I had to take out a floor mat so that he could get in and get some shots. You know what photographers are like? The floor mat was terrible. I'm a bit of a grub. I pulled the floor mat out and the base of the dmax spotless. That means I don't have to think about anything. You know what I'm like? If I can just jump in the truck and not have to worry about it, floor mat's the way to go.
I'm always jumping in and out with dirty boots, and so long as I've got good quality floor mats,
you're good to go.
Doesn't bother me at all. And mate, another product, one that I am super proud of, and you are too, mate, because we've been instrumental in the design of this product, is the brand new recovery bag from Snatch Clothing. Now, we've teamed up with Crash Pad, one of the best makers of canvas products, to make the best recovery bag we could possibly think of. Think about 12 years worth of hardcore recovery.
What we've learned.
Absolutely, we've put it to practice and made what I reckon is the best recovery bag on the market. So we've been putting that to the absolute test on this one, mate. And without that one, I reckon you'd be stuck.
I was going to say, it really is, and it is a testament to yourself putting so much knowledge into the recoveries I've had to do with you over the years. And if you own a Toyota, you owe it to yourself to get yourself one of our Snatch recovery bags, because trust me, your Toyota will run out long before that bag does. I'd like to just say, Fulcrum suspensions, mate. One thing I've noticed, we've got Shane obviously on this trip with us. Every obstacle I've gone over at the top, he has come back to me and said, how's that suspension performing? Because of course I've got the new canopy on the back, and he really wanted to make sure he's nailed the suspension on this because of the extra weight at the back we've got. I got to say, it has performed utterly flawlessly. It just don't work. So yes, it's the Fulcrum suspension on this old girl, doing an absolute stellar job.
Some of the gear we use on these trips, and I tell you what, this has been an absolute epic. So thank you for watching. I reckon, mate, we go down the pub. Lithgow's got a few.
Which one do you want to go to? Let's go to the Workies.
Start there, and then we'll
I like the way this guy thinks. Catch us.
From memory, last time I drove it was a little bit deeper, but water was nearly over my...
Bye!
He's a weird looking character. Look at him.
Oh, my neck! I'm joking. Ah!
It's weird if I talk him on mic like this.
Yeah, it is a little.
One, two.
Coming back to a base camp like this,
It's the best thing to do, mate.
for a day on the tracks, a couple of days really.
It has been.
I tell you.
Oh,
The one thing I go for certified. They're not trained.
I'm gonna spin these like this, and if you get hit, it's your own fault.
boy, get out! Yuck!
Coals on the bottom, couple of coals on top.
I thought that was a lolly.
It's not a lolly.
Garlic.
It's a piece of garlic. I mean, you could use that, surely. I've used less.
Well, I just think that actually looks phenomenal.
It really does.
Imagine that put on a spit.
Dude.
You know, you actually spit roast this if you wanted to.
You really could spit roast it, and it probably worked quite well, given the time we put into this.
I would. Have you ever had?
If we were to spit roast this,
Oh, amazing. Imagine the juices.
it would change the way that, because you can have a piece of meat like this, doesn't look the best, But when you put it on the spit roast,
Ooh, there's a fair bit going. There's a hole we haven't filled, Graham.
heck, that's unusual. That's
That's like, look at that.
Chef, do you need to tap out?
Look, to be honest with you,
How much of this is usable?